What is up, winning team? So I wanted to talk to you guys about why I'm actually here, because I haven't done that yet. Well, in more detail, because obviously I've come to see a friend of mine, and I also will be showing you guys some of Poland, by the way. It's just that, when I came, I didn't know what the plan was, with the Lord and his plots, but he has his way of doing things. Anyway, also I kind of wanted to let the situation settle a little bit because, anyway, so you will see more stuff to do with why I'm actually here, to see of actual Poland. But anyway, the reason why I came, and this is like kind of funnily important, I'm like legit including you guys on a journey, the journey of my life at the moment. And well, basically, I came to see my friend, and did I say I'm heading to get something? I can't remember. Anyway, so basically the long and short of it is, you all know, because I've talked about it, for those of you who've been here for years especially, that a few years back, well not a few years back, 4 or 5 years back, I just gave up everything. Like what I was doing in London, all my previous relationships, I literally took my SIM card and I threw it away. I deleted all my social medias, like completely deleted, not deactivated. My old Instagram, my old Facebook, WhatsApp, all these things, to start from zero. And I spent a good chunk of time predominantly with the Lord. I even went off social media altogether. Like not social media, social media. Like as in like, I wasn't even really listening to music, watching movies, nothing. Well, I wasn't listening to music at all actually. So, I'm at the train station, by the way. I'm at the train underneath this tunnel to get to the other bit where I'm going. Anyway, I'll try and catch some footage on my way back. But yeah, so I did all of that. And what became abundantly clear to me in the first 2 years or so was that the Lord had taken me away from a lot of these relationships for a reason. And I really had no business involving myself with like a lot of people. Like I just didn't really have it was almost like the good friends that I had, the good people I had in my life were the people I shouldn't have had in my life, right? Like my old housemates, who were the best friends I think I ever had. Which again, ironically, one of them was Italian and one of them was Polish. So it's just ironic that I've been to see a friend in Italy and now a friend in Poland this year. I do think God is a rather incredible story writer, as I've said to you guys before. Okay, that's where I'm going. You guys even see me? Hopefully you can. Anyway, and then, what was I saying? Yeah, as you guys have now heard, through what's happening right now, which is why I feel like the timing of me bringing this up is now perfect. Obviously, I have had a lot of bad experiences with female friends and just men and women in general. And I hope now that you guys can see that I've never been exaggerating when I've been saying about because people say, well, you say statements like everyone this, everyone that. It really was everyone. Like it really was everyone being swayed. And then there'd be like the only people who would not be swayed would be like a very, very small group of people, and almost always only guys, right? Which is similar to why I feel like I've been able to grow such a strong relationship with my brothers. Not because they're and this is what I think a lot of people misconstrue about women like me, that we're just out here trying to, meat ride to the oblivion, when in actuality we're just hanging out with the people that want to hang out with us. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting along with the people that are getting along with us. You know what I mean? That's literally it. So it actually was so heartbreaking for me when it came to female friends, what I went through. Like, it really broke my heart. Like, every single season, my heart was just breaking again. It's like, I can't even, in my life, I just tried to, like, it's like every time a heartbreak. Especially when it's like you're watching, not only are you seeing people like that you considered your close or best friends hurt you, like, and break your heart. That's bad enough, a friendship breakup. But then to watch everybody swing over and take their side is just like so hurtful. So I should stop somewhere and finish this story, because once I get in there, I'm going to need to get some stuff. Hold on, let me find a spot to finish what I'm saying. All right, I'll finish what I have to say while I'm here, because I'm about to go behind me into the Galleria Baltica, which is right there. But yeah, basically, the long and short of it is, yeah, I just got to a point where, to be completely honest with you, when I've said to you guys, I just want to stay alone, like, these are some of the reasons why. Like, I just want to stay alone. I want to be left alone. It's not like I was like, oh, but it's cool, I'll be friends with guys, because I don't even necessarily believe in being friends with men like that, like, to a certain extent, because I've also realized, which is also hurtful, that a lot of guys that I considered friends weren't necessarily my friends. They were more just friend zoned, I guess, by me, not on purpose. So I'm kind of just like, my options are be basically a utility and a sex doll to the male community, or betrayed, lied upon, turned on, and worked against by women. That's how I saw it. Like, to be honest, that's how I saw all relationships. That's why I didn't want to bother with anything. And that's where I feel like, you know, now that I'm that I didn't want to have anything to do with anyone. And I didn't want to take the risk. And to be honest, I still don't feel like the risk is worth it. And the other issue now for me is that, you know, the Lord was the one who told me, like, he told me in words, well, in actual words, like, by the way, it took him about a year to convince me, like, to get it through my skull. Like, you can't do this life alone. Like, I created you humans, like, to have relationships and have each other. And I'm like, yeah, but God, look, have you seen the horror that has been the last 28 years? Like, especially because for me, I've always been quite well-meaning for the most part. Like, I am a chaotic person and I do enjoy a bit of fun and a bit of mischief, right? But at the end of the day, I love my people. I've always wanted the best for everyone. Like, anytime I ever had any female friends, I never had any malicious intent. I've never been jealous, and I've never wished bad on anyone. I've never ever wished bad on anyone, and I've never been a jealous person. So for me, all these things were such a shock to the system. And like, every time, it's only now, since I've been talking to you guys, that I even realized how many times I found myself in these predicaments, because I didn't even honor my own experiences, because I just assumed, oh, maybe I'm just too much to be around, you know what I mean? And that kind of thing. And that's why I end up, you know, alone. But now in hindsight, I see things quite differently, also courtesy of Jezebel, I have to say. Because when I saw her, it was something about when I saw her and seeing her, how she appeared. And by the way, I tried to make the picture that I used for Jezebel on the thumbnails as accurate as possible to what I actually saw. But ChatGPT was not helping me out as much as it could have. But it's good enough. It's a good like 90%. But when I saw her, it kind of all clicked and made sense anyway. And obviously just the whole experience, because I know that like she and the types of women she uses and why it works, what she does with the type of women she uses, is for the same reasons that I have experienced the things I've experienced in life, you know. So when it comes to female friendships, I find it really difficult. So I came basically because I've been trying to push myself and essentially give women, I guess, a chance. And the reason why it might sound strange for me to specify women is because in my mind, with men, the risk is external, and with women, the risk is internal. The worst thing a man can do is hurt me physically. Like, obviously they can break my heart or whatever, but also they're not very smart. So whatever they do, it's not going to be that, like, you know, intellectual, no offense. You know what I mean? And also, I don't really care as much for that, because it's not so much about me and my heart being broken. It's more to do with the overall chaos of life that I have to deal with, because I don't want anything to do with any situation in my life where I have to deal with a whole group of people, everybody's emotions, person after person after person coming to talk to me, coming to try and convince me of how this person feels and how that person feels. It's exhausting. Like, that's what I mean when I say about everybody. It's not like, that's why, again, a guy breaks my heart, punches me, whatever. Look, first of all, thanks to everything I've been through, I can dissociate very easily. So I can just dissociate. Like, I know that doesn't sound nice to hear, but it's the truth. I'll just dissociate, whatever. They'll move on. It's done. But I feel like with things when it comes to women, it's like there's always a group element. There's always all these conversations and everybody's different feelings, and everybody's feelings always matter except for mine. In a lot of these group situations where, you know, there's either just women or men and women involved. And it's exhausting because, again, I'm always the one I've always been the one being expected to be understanding towards the freaking perpetrators. Right? So then it's just like, I now have to absorb everybody's emotions. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? And on top of that, in the midst of that happening, my heart is also broken because I've actually lost friends. Like, I've actually lost people that I care about. That's why to this day, I still cry about, I'm going to cry now. The friends that I lost, my old housemates, and they're more than housemates to me, you know? And I cry because, you know, that was one situation I can for sure tell you. I was a massive part of the problem, and I was a massive part of why our relationship came to an end. So, you know, that's fine. But yeah, so it's just like, I find relationships really exhausting, can I just say? And I feel like it's because by default, for some reason, and I do think, this is what I'm saying when I saw Jezebel. When I saw her and I was looking at her, it all clicked for me. Because I've said it to you guys before. It's like the way that I look, right? For whatever reason, I feel like gives people the reason to just treat me like trash. Like, honestly, to be honest, and to treat me like a punching bag. And so I've realized that not everybody is treated equally in this life. And that's something we all know. And fortunately or unfortunately for me, that just means I have to deal with things in a certain kind of way. And I have to deal with the fact that people are always going to, like, kind of write off my feelings. That's basically what Jezebel showed me. She's like, listen, she didn't say it, but I could see it from her demeanor, because I could see the way she carried herself and the way she came up to me, and the way that she's also acting heinously like I am. It's like she's also kind of, her hatred becomes refueled by, like, the hatred she has for us is almost like refueled because of the fact that this experience keeps, like, repeating itself. It keeps repeating itself. Probably for hundreds of years that she's been she's been doing what she's doing, in the types of women she's been doing it in, and seeing what they go through, and seeing how the men just, you know, have all this entitlement, and also, again, treat them like punching bags, and then the women just act in a certain way, you know what I mean? And so I think that actually refuels her hatred every season, that she's seeing that, wow, humans are really just as, you know, horrific as I think they are. Like, she'll know better than I do. You know, that's why I think of all the people, like, think about how insane that is, that of all the people in the world, of all the things that would be able to actually acknowledge my experience and want to clarify with me that I'm not crazy enough, strong enough to be like, no, you are not crazy, not one single bit, would be her. This is what I'm saying. So I don't really have hope in anyone and in anything. This is why I was laughing, you know, listening to Bonnie Blue talking as well, when she was like, well, the world's all probably going to end anyway and everything's really bad. And, like, she's basically being really hyper pessimistic. I was like, yeah, when you've, like, been in a certain kind of person and you've dealt with people in a certain kind of way where they just feel like they get to treat you like however, you do just have severe pessimism, and you do just kind of not care anymore. And that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like, look, I get it. Like, it's difficult for me for whatever reasons, because I'm not, like, there's a lot of things about me, like, as a woman that's counter, you know, the girls of today, and they take it personally. I don't live my life like that. This was always my thing. I was never trying to do anything to say that my way of doing things is better than somebody else's. I'll give you guys an example. The fact that I don't wear makeup. The simple reason I don't wear makeup is a few things. First of all, when I was growing up as a teenager, I didn't want to lose an extra hour of my day. Till now, it's the same thing. I don't want to lose an extra hour of my day. So I'm not going to do my makeup. I'm going to go out without my makeup, right? Number one. Number two, I didn't like, when I used to wear more makeup, I didn't like being complimented and feeling like the person wasn't complimenting me. You know what I'm saying? So like now, when somebody compliments me, not everybody's gonna appreciate my appearance, which again, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. That was something that my mum said growing up. So to me, it was like, well, that translated as whoever's going to appreciate you will, and many people won't, and that's fine. It doesn't matter, right? So those two things put together, I don't want to be appreciated for how I don't look, because I don't look that way, right? I don't look that way. So it's so, and it got to me. I remember as a teenager, I remember thinking like people complimenting me. I'm like, but they're not complimenting me. They're complimenting what they can see. And for me, I didn't enjoy that. Now, it really touches me when somebody gives me a compliment, because I know they're complimenting me as a person. So this is what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with anybody else or anything else. It's all for me personally. But then this is the nature of, I feel like us as women is the elephant in the room is that we actually always are competing for male attention. That's what I've realized. Some of us really were never. I never was. I never thought I was ever going to be picked. I never saw myself as beautiful or anything. So when I would be like casually talking, say even with guys in group situations, the reason why I feel like a lot of times I would get the attention other girls would want is because I wasn't actually trying to get their attention, because I was assuming that I was the last person on the list. Do you understand that? So this is why I'm just like, when it comes to having relationships with females, it just feels like a lot of times maybe I'm different for whatever reason. And I feel like the real difference is just that I've always been so pessimistic. I've always hated life. I've never seen the point. I've never cared. I don't care. I'm just living for the day. Like, I'm literally living for the day. I'm literally just living like whatever happens today, whatever happens tomorrow, who cares? Like, doesn't matter, don't care, don't even know if I'm going to be here tomorrow, hoping I'm not going to be here. So like, that's what I'm saying. So like, a lot of these situations I get in, I'd feel so frustrated, because I'd be like wondering why we were going back and forth about this, or there was weird talks going on and all of this. And then after some time, I realized that a person thought I did this for this reason. Oh, well, you looked at him like this because you wanted... And I'm just like, for goodness sake, do you think I give a single crap? There's bigger fish to fry in this life. Do you think I give a single crap about that stupid guy? You know what I mean? Or whatever. Or sometimes it's the gossiping. I don't want to gossip. I don't find it fun talking and gossiping. You know what I'm saying? I don't find it fun. I don't want to talk about people behind their back. It's a waste of time. I'm somebody who hates to waste time. You guys know this. I see so much more value in staring at a brick wall. And I say that because it sounds insane. But if you think about it, oh, for goodness sake. But if you think about it, sorry, I've sat myself right in the friggin' thing, and these things keep coming and landing on me. But if you think about it, right? Me sitting and staring at the brick wall is part of why I'm here in life, because I have been thinking. I've been spending time thinking. I've been spending time working on myself. This is, again, why I don't have time to be talking about anybody else unless we're talking about it in a productive way. And again, I've been in situations where it's like, we as a group of girls, someone starts to talk about someone, and I'm like, okay, so let's go and talk to them. Let's go solve the problem, right? So I'll be the one to like initiate going to speak to them, and then either one of two things will happen. One, we go and approach the other person in the group or whatever, and that person, and then nobody else shows up. So then it looks like I'm the one who's always making the problems. Or two, we do that, we have the conversation, and then we go back to the gossiping again. So it's just like, you can't win with men or women. That's how I really feel like. I feel like you can't win with men or women. I've discovered after the fact that some women over time felt like I was competing with them, not even just with guys, but in other areas where it's like, because I do something and it sparks an insecurity in them, they now feel like when I'm doing something, they have to prove that, like, and it's just annoying. And it's the fact that people also seem to think that I don't have any insecurities as well. A lot of girls, just because I'm more, I come across more confidently. I come across more confidently because, again, I hate to waste time. If I'm in a situation and there's an opportunity, I hate losing. I got to take the opportunity for what it is. I don't have all this confidence. But in my mind, I always think when something's happening, like if something's in front of me that I could do, I'm thinking in my head, like, either I actually take this moment now, or this moment might not come again. I hate having regrets. You know what I mean? And now as a result of that, I still even end up having regrets of all the relationships I ever had. So it's like, it's really difficult for me anyways to have relationships. So I came because I made a really good friend, and it's been really nice, and we really hit it off, and it's been absolutely lovely seeing her and just spending time with her and just being in like female energy, because I did notice, and this is what makes me sad about the whole thing. I've lacked in having like the fun female experiences because of all the things I'm telling you about. And it's like, it almost took me going to like my friend in Italy, and because she's so well established in life, I feel like that's the only reason why that relationship even works. Because I'm just not here for the nonsense. I'm just not here for it. I just don't have time. Like, I'm not going to die and go to heaven on Judgment Day and tell the Lord, because God's like, how did you use your time? Talking about people behind their back and then never having the bollocks to say something to their face. Or blaming another woman and trying to obsess over another woman because she's taking the man that I believe is supposed to be mine. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be getting to heaven and telling God, I defeated Jezebel. You know what I mean? Me and Jezebel went head to head, and it was the most fun we ever had. Like, that's why I feel like me and her, like her, honestly, she's given me an entire new lease of life, because she's shown me like the relationship that like I wish I could have had with other women, where it's like, let's like just go at it and let's just like be the best that we possibly can be, and let's like have our priorities straight. She does. She's got her priorities straight. She knows what she's doing, why she's doing it, albeit for the wrong reasons. I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the right reasons. That's another thing. I don't like this whole thing of like, anyway, we won't get into that. But hopefully you guys get the gist. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of like why I've been doing a lot of these things. It's really pushing me out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm severely uncomfortable with a lot of the things I've been doing this year, because, like I said, with the men, they're very simple. They're not very intelligent. There's only so much they can do. And honestly, I'd prefer all the risks of being around men than I do around women. Because at least if a man hurts me on the outside, I can dissociate, my body will heal, I'll move on, right? But with the women, it's like, it's such a long-lasting effect. It's the psychological warfare. It's the thinking you're crazy. Like, me thinking I'm crazy and all of this stuff is not because of the actions of men predominantly. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that's affected me more than anything, not the other things. The other things are far in the background. People always act like, oh, getting physically abused in this way and that way is like the most traumatizing. Other people, and I've heard other people say this as well, I'd admit it, it's really not. What's worse is the psychological warfare. What's worse is doing our girly time and, crying together and all of this stuff, and, having all these moments that we do as girls, just for all of a sudden, on one weekend, all of the girls to turn on me. Just for all of a sudden, me to discover that someone's lying behind my back for no good reason when I've done nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where, me and Jezebel understand each other, because, she works through women like me. She works through women like me because we are the ones who help to create divisiveness, because some of the things that are common amongst women that are unhealthy, we are like the targets, basically, is what she made it, helped me to understand. We are the targets for whatever reason. It's, as a woman, I've realized on social media, like, if I wanted to be famous on social media, I should be really insecure and hating myself. The truth is, I am really insecure, and I have hated myself. But the thing is, it's the love of God, because of how much God loves me, that overshadows that. And that was always the thing. It was always God's belief in me that I believed in. I didn't believe in myself, but I understood that if I can believe that what God says about me is true, then I can at least believe that He believes it. And so if He believes it, I have faith in Him, then I'll trust Him. That doesn't mean I feel it. I think about all my insecurities all the time. It's another one of the reasons I keep to myself, because I'm insecure about a lot of things about myself. But I don't want to like live as a loser, no offense, and become overcome by my insecurities. And I don't want it to become my entire life. But I know self-deprecation, self-hatred, insecurities, hatred of men, like those are the things that would make me more popular amongst the female community. You know what I mean? Having a sense of hope, having a sense of confidence, problem, because like, why are you so confident? I'm not. That was the mistake that was always made. I'm just doing my best. I'm just trying my best. And also, because I hated living, the only interesting thing in life was winning. It was the only interesting thing. Just like right now, this is what I'm saying. It's the only interesting thing happening, because everywhere else you go, If it's the male community, you're an asset, you're a sex doll. If it's the female community, they'll turn on you, they'll betray you at the easiest moment, and they'll compete with you for nothing. Because the thing is, we're all competing for nothing. That's why I thought it was funny how Jezebel actually appeared, because I knew exactly what was being done, exactly how it was working, right? For her to appear, as a white woman with like her hair color and whatever, it's to make the statement that it's got nothing, our competitiveness as women is stupid, because realistically, winning in life in any way, whether that comes to success amongst the people, whether it comes to success amongst men, actually has almost nothing to do with how you look. That's the point. And that's what we both have the shared understanding of, me and her. That's why it makes sense, right? Because we know, because we've seen how it works with the guys. Oh, they're kitties. They want a school trip. Oh, that is so cute. Oh. That's why we know that it doesn't make a difference. They all like different types of women. They all like different types of body types. They all like different types of whatever. They all have their thing. Again, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So all this other nonsense just gets stupid. And like, even all the way that all the women today, can I be so freaking for real right now? Can I be so freaking for real? Are all turning out to try and look the same. It's just like, what are you guys, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so it's been a challenge for me. Now knowing what I know, it's just like, just don't bother being around anyone. So we started with the female community, to try and give that a go. And so far, it's not been easy, but it's been good. And it's been really nice. It's actually really nice spending time around a woman, around women. And like, but then again, there's that for part of my heart always that's like, but don't get too invested. Because I've said to the Lord already, I'm like, God, I've had my heart broken so many times by so many people at this point. I don't know how much more I'm genuinely expected to take from this world. Like, seriously, I truly don't know how much more, because it's just too much. And especially when I'm not been out, like I said, the friends that I lost, the two good friends that I had, I get it. With that, I played a huge part in why our friendship came to an end. And I'm going to talk about that, by the way, at some point, because I think it's important to address. Especially while we're talking about all this gender stuff. But for the most part, for a lot of it, was I also chaotic? Yes. Were we all chaotic together? Yes. But there's a difference between being chaotic and, making up as friends and whatever, and like people all turning on one person. And as I've said before, it's always a woman that sways everyone. It's always a woman that sways everyone. It's never, ever been a man. It's always been a woman. And it's just like, at a certain point, that's why I say to the Lord, I'm like, God, it's fine. I can just go be by myself. Like, I'm used to being by myself with just him. So it's fine. Like, we don't have to do any of this. Like, genuinely, because that's how I feel. I feel like if you guys are all going to go and sway on one person's side anyway, then you all go and have yourselves. That's why I was like, God, why are you saving my life in this season? Save the lives of the people that the jury of the sheep will want anyway. Let me go and be with you, because I'm the one who doesn't want to be here. You know what I mean? So, but then again, and like I said to you guys, this is why when I say that you ladies on the winning team who have been here for a while, you guys really have made this amazing, because that's the other thing is like, it's hard to be a good friend, because when it's hard to have friendships when people assume everything about your life is fine because of how you make things look on the outside. I'm an incredible performer, like in terms of making things look good, because I've had to for various different reasons. And because of certain things in my life, again, particularly the male thing, this is what Jezebel made me realize. I feel like that in general, that's basically what she was telling me, that like, don't expect sympathy from anyone. No, don't expect anybody to care, because they're all going to have a glaze of all the things that you have that they don't have. That's the glaze that they look through. So because of that, nothing bad can be happening to you ever. And I was like, I get it now. So like, again, it's like when you feel forming relationships with people, there does become a point like, and then this is again why the Lord has brought it up, because I didn't care. I was like, I'm happy to just be in relationships and never talk about myself and only talk about everybody else. And I did that. I've done that a lot as well. It's like, no, but your feelings matter as well. I'm like, but do they? Because when will they? And when is anybody going to act like it? And also, they don't have to. It doesn't matter. I already hate it here. And that's not talking about it isn't going to change it. That's not going to change anything. I already hate it here. Too much water under the bridge. There's nothing that's going to happen that's going to reset me back to when I was like 12 or 4 or whatever we're all hopeful, nothing is going to change that. It's too late now. So it's kind of like, I can just do this. It's like, no, but in relationships, your feelings matter as well, and this matters as well. And I'm like, why bother? It's just too much damn freaking work. And then it's hurtful when I do give it a shot, just for everything to be thrown back in my face. It's hurtful when I'm realizing that just because of what things look like on the outside to everyone, now there's no sympathy for me, but I've accepted it now anyways, because Jezebel told me. She was like, it's the way she approached me, and it's the way she came, and it's the way she did everything. It was almost as if to just be like, do you now understand why I'm as vicious as I am? And I was kind of like, honestly, yeah. Her version of things is to go in. Isn't that funny? And both of us have taken the two male routes of dealing with things. Mine is withdrawal completely, and hers is aggression. That's all we know, because we don't know what it's like to be accepted amongst the females anyway. You know what I mean? Like, for real. So, yeah. I just feel like, and that's the funny thing as well. I was thinking about with her, is like, you look at people like the Kardashians, and it's like, when there's a Jezebel around, either the women, you become like the Queen Jezebel that influences other women to turn into a Jezebel, or you become public enemy number one, which is crazy. So, yeah, that's why I came. I came to see my friend. I came because I'm trying to become, I don't have the skills. I don't have the know-how. I really don't. Like, the more time I spend around my new friends, the more I realize I really have no idea how this friendship thing works. And it's not the talking part. It's the outside. It's the things outside it. Like, I just don't even know how it works. I don't know how it functions healthily. It's one of those things that gives me a lot of anxiety, because I know that I'm letting everybody down at the moment in the female department. But then I'm also just like, but I don't know what to do, because I've never been accepted properly. And every time I have, it's been taken away. And the only time I've ever been accepted and it's been good and I've been able to function was when it was with other agents of chaos like myself. Which again is the complete irony of it all, of everything that's happening. So yeah, I just thought I would let you guys know why I'm trying. I can feel that it's not good enough. I know I need to do better. I know I'm not a good friend. I don't know how to be. Don't know where I'm supposed to get the answers. But I'm going to stay the course regardless, because, the Lord was like, I don't want you to be alone in life. And also, some people, and also there's people who would actually benefit from having you in their lives. And I'm like, yeah, but people did in the past and they still did what they did anyway. So what's the point? Like, what is the point? And also, why can't I just do the things that help them and then leave? Or just be the whatever and then just be distant? He's like, no, that's not going to work. So it's not easy, but, it is what it is. Disgusting. It is what it is. But yeah, that's why I came to see my friend. It's been nice. It's been lovely to see her in person. It's the first time we're meeting. I'm not me always traveling to meet new friends for the first time in person. So, this is me facing my fears. You know what I mean? Facing my fears, because I'm literally putting my heart on the line essentially this whole season, because I don't know what's going to happen to me. Genuinely, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but what I do know is I'm trusting in the Lord, and hopefully at some point it's going to be good enough for someone, somewhere, somehow. But I'm aware that I need to do better, but then I'm also just like, I don't know how anybody expects me to when I've never had the opportunity. Like, this is why I have so much grace for the kids and that I teach, because it's like, how do you expect somebody to do something that they've never been able to do? The last times I've ever been able to have really good female friendships, honestly, were the female friends that were, not safe for the kingdom. And unfortunately, in the kingdom, my experience with women is the worst, actually, but we'll come back to that at another point. But yeah, just thought I would let you guys know, just thought I'd get some things off my chest as well, because I do have reasons and reasonings for things. I'm not just some pessimist for nothing. And hopefully the more you guys hear me share my experiences, especially with this whole Jezebel thing, right? And this is why it's ironic. It's all very ironic. You can see that, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only female like this. And I can tell even from the winning team, ladies, and some of the comments that you guys leave sometimes, and those of you who've spoken to offline, off of the YouTube, I can tell. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, and you guys know exactly what I'm saying is true. So yeah, anyways, you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and get on with it, because I wanted to also show you guys some of, hopefully, I may or may not, we'll see, of me going into the Galleria Baltica, because I haven't had a time to stroll around there, and they have a store in there that I really like that I shop at in Italy. So I'm going to go in there, and yeah, anyways, life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And just know, guys, I share all this stuff because I'm trying to help us all to heal together. And I hope that by sharing my story with you guys, either the people who've been through what I've been through will feel seen and heard, and also for those of you who are on the other side and who are spectating, because still to this day, there's still no apologies from anyone. I just want to add, there's still not been a single apology in all the areas where I've been proven that I wasn't in the wrong. There's still no acknowledgement. Still, people don't bother to come up to bother to come to me to figure out what my side of things is, male or female. So it's not like this is something in the past, and I'm like living in this season of like, you know, vindication where everybody's like, you know, acknowledging. I'm still kind of in it. So I'm just taking a risk of faith because I trust in the Lord above all else. And that's what I love about God. The thing that made me really get close with God was realizing that he believes me, like he knows my intentions, and he knows the things I would and I wouldn't do. So I don't have to explain myself to him. I don't have to battle trying to sway the jury of the sheep, or battle trying to prove why I'm not doing this for these reasons or that reasons. Because he knows my heart, he's like the only person who truly gets it. And I'm so grateful for that. That's why I love the Lord so much, and like why he is literally my everything. And I'm like, God, let's just go and get the castle in Antarctica. Anyway, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.